Austin, here we go, number 28 episode. I don't think I'm going to name them anymore. After 30, I think we hit 30, and I'm just going to say, here we go.
I have not named them at all.
Should I stop?
That's a you thing, dude.
Okay.
If you want to keep naming them, you can.
Okay, well, anyway, bam, episode number 28, here we go, coming at you guys. Hot diggity dog, fast and slobbery.
How was your weekend?
It was all right. It's, let's see, we're doing this one on Monday again because, well, I had to work on Sunday this week, which sucked.
Ambitious.
I know. I'm sitting there at work all day just, like, watching football, and then it starts getting busy, and I'm like, dude, I don't work Sundays. Okay, Sundays ain't for me.
You know what's weird is I always wondered why it would get busy on Sundays for football. Because wouldn't you want to be at your house?
I mean, you'd think so, but then you think, like, there's the people out there that come to my work 4 nights a week. They don't like cooking, and so it's like they come in. They're such regulars that I see them in the parking lot, and I'm already making their drinks. Like, I have people that come in like that, and I'm just like, I know where they're going to sit. I know what they're going to order. I know what the server is going to ring in. So, like, last night that actually happened. This couple, they were coming in. I saw her, like, through the window, and I saw him and opening the door for her. And I was like, okay, here we go. 2 classic margaritas. Bam, slapped together a couple margaritas. And before they even, like, sat down, the server came by and was like, I was like, yeah, these are for them. I already saw him walking in. He was like, God damn, dude, thanks. And so he, like, walks him over to him. So it's like people like that just don't give a shit about watching, like, party football at home. They like the atmosphere of, like, being in the bar and being taken care of. And then you don't have dishes to do. You just pay a little fee and you're on your way.
Dude, I feel like the perfect Sunday would be you just either barbecue burgers or you just order a pizza, and then you just sit and watch football. You don't have to have, like, 30 people over. You don't have to have a party. You don't have to do jack shit. Just slap your butt in the recliner and watch a football match.
I miss the year. I mean, okay, obviously the year that the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, I'm going to say that. I miss that year because it was a great year. But even outside of when we went to the Super Bowl, say like the year before or the year after that, just like that period of time in my life, me and all my friends were working Monday through Friday jobs. So we were all off on the weekends. We would all get together at the same house every Sunday. We would all bring beer or liquor or whatever we wanted to bring, pizza, wings, food, snacks, and we would just hang out and fucking party and watch football. It wasn't like 30 people. It was probably around like 10 to 15 of us every week, if that. That's including like my buddy's parents, like his brother, his grandma would come and watch with us. Like sometimes his aunt and uncle would come over, but it would just be like the 6 of us friends and all of his family members, and we would just hang out and watch Seahawks football every single weekend. And it's like, man, I miss those days so much because now it's like either I'm working or one of them doesn't have the day off and I don't go over there. So it's like, we're not really doing anything. And Russell Wilson's finger is broken. So God looks like Booger McFarland while he's doing the commentary. Have you seen his hands? His fingers are all, he's like, So anyway, we got Geno Smith. I remember last week, if you tune into the last week's video, I was like, Geno Smith, he's my quarterback. Geno Smith is not my fucking quarterback. Get out of here, man. Maybe I can't remember if we recorded after the game last week, but that
sucks.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to see. Who are we playing tonight?
Saints.
Monday Night Football, Saints. We're in New Orleans, aren't we?
No, we're home.
We're home?
Yeah, because Matt Hasselbeck's getting inducted into the Ring of Honor for us tonight.
The Ring of Honor, like the Seahawks.
Ring of Honor, like where Walter Jones, Steve Hutchinson, Steve Largent is.
Okay, I was thinking like something fancier, like league-wide than that. I was going to say Matt Hasselbeck's not like Hall of Fame worthy here. We're not. I love Matt Hasselbeck. Don't get me wrong. He took us to a Super Bowl, and I mean,
we fucking lost.
I think that you would have won the Super Bowl, Matt Hasselbeck,
we were
if you
cheated.
ever watched this.
We were cheated. That was against
fucking cheated.
It's against the
You know what's
Steelers.
crazy is it was weird watching. Like, it was cool watching the game last week playing against the Steelers, like, Super Bowl rematch, fucking 16 years later. But it was just kind of interesting because Ben Roethlisberger was only, I think, in his second year when he beat us in the Super Bowl. And that's the same guy 16 years later that just beat us on fucking Sunday Night Football, which, I mean, it wasn't a big game, but just like watching him, the one guy that's probably the same person from both teams from back then.
That's why I don't get why people were like okay, I hyped up Gino just to be a dickhead, right? Like get a little douchery in and like hype him up. Yeah, okay, but that just shows you that a fat Ben Roethlisberger, who beat us like fucking 16 years ago, is still better than a quarterback in Geno Smith that was drafted high, like, what, 6-7 years ago? Like,
that doesn't matter, though. I mean,
yes, it does, dude.
What would you expect, though? Like, Geno Smith isn't going to be better than Tom Brady. Tom Brady's even older than fucking...
Well, Tom Brady's only doing Tom Brady shit right now because his team is loaded. If you watched the game yesterday, dude...
I did see some.
His line never let him get touched.
That's the whole point.
I know, but his line is impeccable. Like, if Russell Wilson had a line like that...
Dude, that is Brady's whole MO. Is like his entire career in New England. He was legit like, dude, I'll take a pay cut just so that I can have a decent, solid line. And like, do you know how many fucking receivers he's been through over the years? Like, wasn't Randy Moss on the fucking Patriots?
He has 3 all-star fucking, like, all-pro receivers. 3.
I know.
We have 1. And a really, really good receiver.
I'm just saying. I mean, like...
How does nobody look at what Tom Brady's done and be like, I need to emulate that. I need to do that so I can get a good team and good fucking chemistry and core going?
Because everyone's so fucking money hungry. And they don't... Here's the thing, is Brady, I think Belichick... had something to do with this. I honestly do. I think Belichick sat him down at some point and said, listen, son, if you take a little bit of a pay cut and we get you some decent players on the line, think of the future. Because you know how fucking Belichick sounds.
That was pretty good, dude.
I know. Think of the future and how much money you can make. And if we win Super Bowls, we're going to make more money in the long run.
Give me Gronk and I'll give you 2 tutties in the Super Bowl.
Dude, just think of Belichick, though, talking to him like, okay, you probably got all these deals and shit, and like you want the Patriots are off.
Yeah, but who knows if that happened?
I mean, yeah, who knows? This is just my speculation. Is what I think happened is Belichick probably told him like, yeah, you can take all the money that they're offering you now and deal with what you get as a result with linemen and receivers and blah blah blah, or you can let them have a little bit of money back and invest more into your linemen, or say, hey, I'll take a pay cut. But if I take a pay cut, I want to say I want a better center, or I want a better left guard to watch my backside or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe Brady did some negotiating throughout his career, and maybe and this is what I also say is with the receiver kind of thing is like, think of, yeah, he's had a lot of great receivers throughout the years, but think of who else that he's used. Like Christian Hogan a couple years ago, like that guy, he just came out of fucking nowhere.
Chris Hogan.
Or Chris Hogan. I thought it was whatever.
Julian Edelman was a nobody until
goddamn. Wes Welker was probably going to be a nobody until Brady started fucking
Danny Amendola.
Do you ever hear about? He still plays for the Patriots, doesn't he?
No, he plays for the Dolphins, I think. Either Dolphins or Detroit.
Well, you know what? You don't hear anything about him because Brady ain't throwing to him.
I know. Now you hear about Hunter Renfrow.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Well, you're a piece of shit, so.
I watch.
No, I think Hunter Renfrow's on Raiders.
Okay.
I don't fucking know. There's too many goddamn people. They're all fucking changing. My knee is in a dumb amount of pain.
I saw you just a minute ago go, ah! Explain to us, Austin, what happened with your knee.
All right. So I don't play. Quit fucking with your mic, dude. All right?
I know.
So I don't want another episode where you fuck around and it hits the ground and shit, and then you wonder why it's all fucked up. All right. So I don't play Sunday League all season. I played for the first half of the summer, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do this. Okay. I didn't want to do it.
Sounds fair.
I work too much. I'm not in soccer shape. Like, it's just not who I am anymore.
Just can't keep up with it.
So I go play because the boys messaged me and said it was quarterfinals, and I was like, fuck it.
They're begging you.
Nah, well, not begging, but they asked. 'Cause I would like to have some players too, you know, like I would like to have subs.
Yeah.
So we get to the game. I decided to go. No subs. But we have 11 players, so that's cool.
So they're legit like, we want you to play so that we have.
We
some
thought we were gonna
people.
have like 13 people, 14 people, and we didn't end up having anybody.
So if you wouldn't have showed up, they would have played a man down.
Yes, which sucks. Nobody else play man down. Doesn't matter. But point of the story, I go play right. First 5 minutes.
Fuck the man down thing. This is what we're talking about.
First 5 minutes, we let this guy run through us. And he's the last guy, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I got to take him out.
Playing D?
Yeah, I'm playing D.
All right.
I got to take him out. Yeah, bro, he cut through me, okay? If that's what you're trying to get at. He already busted through my defense.
Well, no, I'm just trying to,
okay.
give a scene. So, I mean.
So he gets by me, and I'm like, fuck. He's 1v1 with the goalie. I got to take him out. All right. That's the kind of player I am, dog. I'm not just going to let him score on my goal.
Well, yeah.
I'm taking him out from behind. So I took him out, and I, like, scissor tackled him. So I, like, baseball slid. And when I baseball slid, I pretty much just, like, chopped. I was like, closed.
Oh, so you, like, open-legged it and then just fucking did one of these.
Open-legged, studs up, jumped at him.
You sick son of a bitch.
Well,
you trying to kill this guy?
He got me in the end, bro, because he was in the process of running when I went down, and so I think he stepped on my knee and then rolled it.
That makes sense. That big knot you got.
Oh, dude, that thing is fucking huge.
It looks like, you probably can't tell on the camera, but that looks like a fucking cantaloupe. Like, your knee is just plop, big old motherfucker. You can see the spot where his spike, like his stud.
I got that purple shit right there on my leg. Because he stepped on me on the way through again.
Did he step on both legs?
Yeah, but that was when I tackled him.
Dude.
So like I said, I went to go fuck him up, and it was just karma for me trying to fuck him up.
Did he score?
Nah. And they only gave me a yellow. Oh, bro, any other day of the week, that's a red.
Any other day.
Any day, any other game, any other ref, like, I bet you the ARs on the side were like, oh, that probably should have been a red.
Right. So, like, were you fucking on the ground in pain?
No, dude. So, funny thing is, I didn't feel it at first. I popped up like it was nothing. That kid was down. Like, you would have thought he got the brunt of it. I started walking around, dude, and I'm like, oh, man, my knee kind of hurts.
My knee tickles a little bit.
And I felt like fluid filling up in my kneecap, and then I looked down, and it was just a fucking baseball around my knee. Mind you, I didn't want to pull out of the game because we got no subs. It's 5 minutes. I don't want to be a puss, you know?
Oh, my God.
So I just keep playing on it, and I slid on it. I tackled dudes on it. I, like, for full speed ran on it. Like,
dude, you're hurting my knees just, like, talking about this.
Oh, dude, it's pretty brutal. Like, and then I came home, tried to rest it, and it just got bigger and more purple.
Yeah, when I first show up today, Austin's, like, holding on to everything as he's walking through his house like an old guy. He's like, oh, God, my fucking knee. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, what the fuck?
I did not sound like that.
I don't know.
I was hurt. Yeah, no. It fucking hurts, dude, for sure. I might go to the doctor after this because
Oh, you most definitely should go to the doctor.
I called out of work because I was like, I'll just take some Tylenol, that'd be good. Drink some water, get some sleep on it. So I slept on it all night, and then I woke up and it was bigger, and like I can't bend my knee at all. Like,
you silly fucker.
But yeah, that was my Sunday.
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday. So
Jesus
mind you, I
Christ.
haven't gotten. I just think it's a big bruise, to be honest. But that's a pretty.
That's worse than a pretty big bruise.
That's a pretty big.
You don't want fluids just sitting in your body. Like, you got to get that shit either moving or you got to get that shit drained. And I think you got to get that shit
Where the fuck is it going to move to?
That's the thing. It's like
just move it somewhere else.
Stagnant fluids in your body is not okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not a doctor, but I think that that's true.
That's all right. It let me watch the Netflix series You.
Oh,
Started watching the third series. Bro, not bad. Not bad. I love that show.
Okay, don't get me too excited.
I'm not gonna get
get me excited. Don't tell me too much because I'm at the end of the second season. Like, I haven't started the third one yet.
All right. Well, I'm only 2 episodes in the third. They're
Okay.
long fucking episodes.
I mean,
bro.
aren't they like hour longs?
Yeah, they're like the Squid Game long.
Okay. When
But I feel like, do you feel like when there's more information and like mystery shit, like Squid Games, obviously there were some clues and like some mystery shit that, cliffhangers left you hanging. But I felt like there's so much more information and mystery and detail in the series You that it makes the episode seem pretty fucking long.
Well,
Like, I'll just be watching it and I'll be like, God damn, we're only 28 minutes in. I still got 36 left. Like,
right.
holy fuck.
I think the reason is because Squid Game wasn't necessarily a whole lot faster paced, but when you're watching one of the actual games that they're playing, it's a lot more intense because you know that their life is on the line and whatnot, and like the whole show is about, oh my god, who's gonna die next? I mean, like,
So you're saying because their life is on the line?
I think
like,
that because
does the
you're more
episode go longer?
No, I think it goes quicker. I think because you're like more invested in it and you're like, oh my god, it goes by like in your head it goes by faster. Whereas like they're both hour-long episodes, but because you use a little bit of a slower show, it kind of sits there and you get a little bit more and then you watch a little bit more and then like, oh shit, something happened. And that was pretty cool and interesting. And then it's like a little bit more explanation and then another talking scene and like.
See, I feel like I get more into You than I did Squid Games. So Squid Games was long for me just because it was kind of boring in some parts.
That's true. I mean,
I feel like there's so much detail and I am more invested in it that it does take longer.
I
Because
think
you were saying you're more invested. You were invested in Squid Game, so being invested would make it go quicker. But I feel like being more invested, you pay attention to every single detail. You're like trying to.
I think the
see
reason
more
being
shit.
though with that specifically, like noticing all the details, is because it's an American show and it's not translated. You understand everything they're saying. It's all American, like nuances and shit, and like culture is all American, so you like understand everything. Whereas like the Korean show, you're sitting there going like,
yo, if you watch this third series, it is totally like today based off of like
Rona's virus and shit.
Yeah, it's got COVID.
They got
in
like
it.
masks and whatnot.
Nah, not that I saw, but I'm only on episode 3. So.
I'm waiting to like be watching one of these episodes and they're like, yeah, we're flying to New York and like everyone's fucking wearing masks and shit and it's like, oh, sorry, you can't come in here. You're not vaccinated, sir. And he's like, what?
This one's based off of they moved to a high tech suburb in San Francisco. So pretty much where all like the tech nerds live, all the like preppy.
So like Silicon Valley kind of shit.
I don't know. I feel like Silicon Valley would be like actors and actresses.
Okay, I thought that was like tech nerds, but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't live there. I've never been there.
All I know, the third season they moved to a suburb in San Francisco, and
so
it's
they
pretty
definitely
much,
are vaccinated.
I don't know. It doesn't talk about that.
I mean, if they're in San Francisco, man.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, because there's no mask on. Well, they don't wear masks in any of the businesses, at least the ones that I've seen in the first 2 episodes. So, bro, I'm not getting into this COVID shit. Talking about the goddamn series. You guys fucking. It's a goddamn.
I got you all fucked up.
It's a TV show. All right, we're not talking about this COVID stuff. But yeah, it's suburb San Francisco. Really like all the nerds and like people who are really into social media. Mm-hmm. Like all the girls are living their Instagram lives and their blogs and stuff, I guess, is how most of them are famous.
Okay.
And then all the dudes are famous for like creating apps and just making technology.
So being like super nerds.
Yeah, just making like technology. Like they everybody in the neighborhood wears a ring that tracks their health.
That's awkward.
Shit. But then they all created it so they can all see where they're at. Yeah, dude.
Don't tell me anymore.
I'm not.
I can already see how that's going to be.
Well, it doesn't like. I feel like it has something to do later on in the series.
I'm sure it'll have an application somewhere.
But that's what pretty much what the dudes do is they make apps like that. Just create fancy apps for everybody to use in the town.
Okay.
So it's pretty wild. You'll like it, but
yeah, I'll have to check that out because I watched the first 2 seasons. I didn't watch the first season. My dad was watching it, and I kind of came in around episode 7-ish or so, 6 or 7, and I was like, "This is kind of cool." And then I watched
season.
Yeah, okay. And then I watched all of season 2 with him, and I was like, "Okay, I didn't really need to watch season 1." He just anytime I had a question or like something didn't make sense, I just had him explain it. Real quick.
So when you watch season 2 and 3, like season 1
doesn't matter.
I don't know, dude. I feel like if you watch season 1 and then you watch season 2 and 3, you kind of look at season 1, you're like, other than knowing he had an ex, the Candace person.
Yeah.
Other than that,
like you don't really need to watch it.
You don't really need to watch it because it's just about him being obsessed with Beth.
Okay.
Because then remember Candace comes back at the end of the season 1.
And then Beth kills her.
Yeah, Beth kills her.
Spoiler alert, sorry.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dumbass. But yeah, she's in the second. But if you were to, because she was so important in the second season.
Oh yeah, dude.
And she didn't even show up till the end of the first, so it was like if you kind of take out the first, you don't.
Yeah.
You could. Pretty much all I'm saying is you could start from the second season now, and watch it and
kind of understand it
more.
That makes sense because I only watched like a few episodes of the first season, and like I said, my dad just kind of like filled in some gaps for me where I was like, this doesn't make sense. And he was like, oh, in the first season this happened. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was just like a few things here and there. I was like, yeah, I didn't really need to watch the first season.
Because once you get the trend of how Joe is and then of how Love is in the third season, it's like, all right, yeah. Pretty much all we knew was Joe was a murderer. And
dude, at the end of the second season or near the end when... Is Love the girl that he ends up having the kid with? Okay, yeah, her when she ends
Love
up
Quinn.
Yeah, when she ends up killing Candace, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the storage place where she like is bent over the garbage can and then she turns around and stabs her or some shit like that. Yeah, dude, when that happened, that kind of pissed me off because I was like, this whole time you think she's like. She doesn't know what Joe's up to, and she's like some innocent girl, and she's not some murderer and whatnot, and you just think Joe's like this odd guy out, and he's the murderer.
Wait till you third season.
Well, I mean, and then it just so happens like she's a murderer too, and is like totally down with it. I'm like, people aren't just down with like that. Like, you don't just fall in love with someone and be like, I'm so obsessed with you, I'm gonna fucking murder someone.
You'll see.
Okay, I'll have to watch. Yeah, no, don't tell me anymore
but it's I don't really get. I don't know. I feel like if the third season keeps going the way it's going, they're gonna have to have a fourth.
Well,
yeah, have to have a fourth.
They might,
unless they just kill everybody off at the.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah, to this one.
You're already telling me about killing people and shit.
Bro, what you didn't think anybody was gonna die in this season?
I knew that was gonna happen, obviously. Dude, okay, total 90-degree turn of subject here. I'm on the fucking way down here. and I literally get like 30 seconds from your house. Get this. For those of you that live here, I'm coming down to Ording, and Cemetery Hill's fucking closed. The hill coming down to his house is fucking closed. And I drive like a good 25 minutes or so, and I get to this spot where it's like,
bro, that make it sound like it's a Lewis and Clark expedition over the
it was a fucking trip, okay? It was a long.
It was now because of the bullshit you had to deal with.
So I'm all driving 25 minutes or so, and it's like taking a long time because it was such an expedition. And I get to this one spot, and it's literally like there's no other road to go down this hill that's not another fucking 15 or 20 minutes around. And so I'm like driving, road closed. Sign in the middle of the road. Excuse me. What? Road closed. Like, I get it. It's been windy. Fucking get your chainsaws out and cut that.
Oh, bro, it wasn't because of the wind. It was because some dumb shit hit a fucking pole right by the firehouse, I think. That old firehouse up there.
The blue one?
Yeah.
It must have been a little farther down because I got right next to it, and I could see all the way down where it starts going around next to the development.
Because my buddy right out here in the boonies across at the farms.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody right along that strip got fucked up.
Okay.
For power. He was like, "Did you lose power?" And I was like, "No." And they messaged me like 7 hours later. He was like, "Bro, I still don't have power." And I was like, "I never
fucked, nerd."
I was like, "I never lost my power." And then he texted me this morning when he went to work at like 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning. He's like, "Dude, I still don't have power." I was like, "Damn."
Sucks to suck then, I guess.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if somebody did hit something up there and it wasn't the wind, because I highly doubt they couldn't fix something that the wind brought down.
I mean, in that amount of time, they should have.
That's why, if it was the wind, yeah, but if it was something more like a car hit a pole or
something silly like that.
I don't know, something.
Something,
but yeah.
I'm happy. I'm not entirely sure.
Why you gotta fucking mock people like that?
Because I think it's
and
funny.
You're still doing it. Why you gotta be like that?
Because I'm a piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit.
I'm a piece of shit.
I'm a better person than you are. Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
Fuck me, fuck you, dog.
I think you mentioned this last week. I can't remember. But I watched that Joe Rogan with fucking the CNN doctor, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, I think his name was. Pretty interesting. I liked it. One thing I got to say, though. Joe Rogan is a very aggressive talker. He's a very... Well, this is what the article says, so you must be wrong. Well, no, this is what it says, so you're wrong, right? And he's very tries to prove his point, but at the same time, like, oh shit, your cat scared the fuck out of me, dude. I don't know if you caught that on the camera, but I knew your cat was sleeping. Oh, don't knock that over.
She won't.
No, dude, don't get up, please. You're gonna break your knee.
No. I'll just scoot her out.
No, come here.
Continue your story, dog.
Yeah, kitty. Yeah, here we go. This guy can barely walk. This guy can barely fucking walk. Oh, she's so cute. Which one's that? Frosty. So we got...
God damn.
She just clawed the shit out of you. Dude, don't hurt you. It hurts watching you walk, man.
Dude, our ancestors were fighting dinosaurs back then.
Our ancestors would take a fucking arrow to the knee and keep walking.
They would just stab this right here, push all the fluid out, and then they would sew that bitch up, and then they would fucking get back and
throw
start
some
fighting
salt
the
in
dinosaurs.
Yeah, no. So anyway, Joe Rogan's very much so like, I don't know.
All right, but you have to be an aggressive interviewer, like because you.
No, like I get it.
Think about it. That Sanjay Gupta guy. Every time Joe Rogan asked him a serious question that was controversial, he was like, "Oh, well, like, come on, Joe. You know CNN likes you. They shouldn't have said the horse dewormer." And then he's like, "No, tell them you lied. Tell everybody that they lied and shit." Because, like, bro, we need to know that. We need to know that those news corporations.
No, I totally
lie.
understand that. I totally get that part. Like, that part I agree with, where he was like, well, yeah, the CNN lied about me. So, like, the fact that he kept pressing it, though, like, I want you to say CNN lied about me, basically, is what he was trying to say. Is the guy's like, dude, calm down. Like, I would have said the same thing. I would have been like, okay, I get it. They lied about you. What do you, like?
But he never said that, though. He never was like, okay, I get it. They lied about you. He never admitted that they lied. He always.
I'm pretty sure he did.
No.
I'll have to go back and listen to it.
I'll put my life on it. Sanjay Gupta never said that CNN lied about what Joe Rogan. He said, okay, they shouldn't have called it horse dewormer. They shouldn't have done that. He just kept saying that. That's not admitting they lied, though. He's trying. I'm not like a big fucking Joe Rogan, like, Joe Rogan's always right. I'm just saying, though.
But like, okay, even outside of that one, when they were talking about things, when he was over that and they were talking about other things, just like the study about the fucking 15 to 21-year-old boys or something like that, on Joe's side, he'd be like, well, here's my point, and here's a study that proves it, so your point's wrong, right? And like, your point can't be right because this study says so. And the guy's like, well, let me say basically he was just being like, well, let me say my opinion and my information and the facts that I know as a doctor. And he never was like, well, here's what I know, so you must be wrong, Joe Rogan, right? Like, he never did that. Okay, back.
Obviously he's not going to do that to Joe.
Joe's just
Joe's podcast.
That's what I'm
saying. Joe would smack the fuck out of him if he talked to him like that on Joe's podcast.
But that's how Joe talks to everyone else.
But it's Joe's podcast. If you were my guest and you came onto my show, that's highly, bro. Joe Rogan has 10 times the audience CNN does.
Oh, I know he does. He's got way more audience than anything.
So Joe Rogan's respect level from everybody, if they want to go on his podcast, that's the man. All right.
If he was talking to me like that, I would be like, well, wait a minute. Here's what I say, blah, blah, blah. So you must be wrong, aren't you, huh?
He let Sanjay Gupta have his say, and Sanjay Gupta, I think Sanjay Gupta got him in some parts.
Talker.
Yeah, he's a more passive talker and didn't really get in Joe Rogan's face. But it's like, bro, if I'm Joe Rogan, that's my podcast. You asked me to come on my show, or later on in a couple episodes, he said that a mutual friend of theirs got them.
Oh, okay.
Because the mutual friend reached out to Joe, said, "Hey, Sanjay Gupta wants to talk to you about some stuff," and then Joe was like, "Cool, I think that'd be interesting," and then that's how it happened.
Yeah.
But of course, you're on my show. That generates 10 times the audience that your pathetic ass news big network like produces. You listen to me, all right? All right? You give me respect. I'll let you talk, and you give out your points, and I give out my points. I wouldn't do what Joe Rogan did and be like, "Well, you're wrong. You're wrong."
I know. It's just the way that I keep hearing him say, like, "Well, this is what it says, so you must be wrong."
Yeah, like.
The way he just says it over and over, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
my God.
He'll say it like 9 times, and that.
At one point, I was hitting like the 15 seconds, and I was just like, okay, next.
I did that. I did that when he was like, "So say CNN lied."
Yeah.
Say CNN lied, and then he was like, "Okay, well," he's like, "No."
15 seconds. So say CNN lied.
Yeah, I was like,
15
damn, bro, I had to skip.
CNN lied.
I had to skip like 3.5 minutes of that.
I know. It's like, okay. And then finally, the doctor's like, so they shouldn't have called it horse dewormer. I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And then he was like, so then you're saying your network lied? And he's like, well, we love you, Joe. We love you. CNN loves you. He's like, no, your people lied. And then I was just like, oh my God, do I gotta skip like 15 minutes just to completely get out of this conversation? So I see both sides. I'm all for everybody getting a chance to put their facts out there, and
that's fair. I agree.
But just because you're a doctor, like doesn't mean you get to just spew out whatever papers that you read and been like,
oh no,
because there was some shit that he spewed out, and then Joe Rogan kind of like countered it with some stuff, and he was like, well, that's some. You have brought this to my attention, Joe. I'm going to have to read these papers, and I'm going to have to really look into this stuff. And it's yeah, this guy's going to fucking half-ass read these papers and then just be like, fuck what Joe Rogan says. Because, bro, you heard him go on all these news networks afterwards because Joe explains it in, like, his most recent episode, I think. He was like, I feel bad for Sanjay Gupta because, like, he was used as, like, a fucking a chess piece pretty much by all these news networks because they're all like, how was it? How was it, Sanjay? How was it? Oh, you went into the lion's den with a controversial podcaster and stuff. And then, like, he goes out, like, dude, that Joe Rogan literally was talking to Michael Malice, I think. I think it was that one. And they have this, they replayed one of the news clips that came up the other day, and it was Sanjay with a chick. And the chick was like, so, like, you couldn't really get through to Joe Rogan's head. Is it hard for someone as your pedigree to convince someone like Joe Rogan, who gets fed false medical information all the time, that they need the vaccine and shit? And I was just like, dude, Joe was like, false medical information? Are you fucking kidding me? He was like, you know how many scientists and medical people I have come on this podcast, like, and shit like that. And I was just like, dude, it's all theater.
I know.
It's all a fucking joke, dude.
I know.
I talk to my dad about this shit all the time when I come home from work, and I'm like, Dad,
why does the news make me want to hang myself?
It's not even that. It's just like the politics almost get pushed aside, and it's like, how dumb are you? Like, you either feed into this propaganda that all this mainstream media is putting out there of like, got to get the shot. And then it's like, well, bro, people who are vaccinated can spread COVID too. Yeah, you're not going to die. That's their new, like, excuse now, you know.
You're not going to die.
You're not going to die if you get vaccinated. Okay, well, you're still spreading it. So pretty much you guys just want...
I'm just wondering when it's going to become just as common as the fucking flu. When it's just going to be like the flu. I mean, that's the thing is it's more common than the flu, which is, I mean, the bad thing, really. But I'm just waiting for it to be like,
oh, it's just COVID. You're fine. Just go, you know.
Yeah, it's like, okay, are you going to get the COVID shot this year? Are you going to get the flu shot this year? Like, just becomes so regulated. And so, like, I'd say a couple years down the line, once we've got more people vaccinated, more people that have, I mean, it's fucked up to say it, more of the people that are going to die from it have already died off from it, and the people that are going to get it and then survive have done so and built up antibodies.
And then they'll be like, oh, no, you guys don't need the mandates anymore. Like,
oh, I know. It'll be 4 or 5 years from now, and then everything will be like, oh, man, COVID numbers are kind of like smoothing over every year and getting lower and lower, and it's just going to become normal again. And it's going to be like, okay, are you going to get the COVID shot this? Are you going to get the booster this year?
Yeah.
Which booster are you going to get? The Pfizer or the Moderna? Like,
gotta get your 8th booster in 2 months. I mean,
fucking A. It's going to be because you know what the flu shot is. You know that there's a bunch of different variations of the flu, and they don't know exactly which variation it is going to be that year. They just go, there's a bazillion different ones. We think it's going to be this one this year, so this is the flu shot we're administering this year. You do know that, right? That's how the flu shot works. It's not just like a guaranteed every year, like this is going to work for you. It's like we think this is the variation of the flu that's going to be out, so this is the shot that we're going to go with this year. And some years they fuck up and they don't get it right, and people still get sick when they get the flu shot, and sometimes they nail it, and people don't get sick when they get the flu shot. But it's going to come down to that, and it's going to be like, which booster is going to be the most effective one this year? Is it going to be the Pfizer one? Is it going to be the Pfizer Delta booster? Is it going to be the Moderna fucking Ligma balls booster? Or, like, what's it going to be, you know?
I don't know. You know me, dude. I don't... I like you said, dude, I really think it's going to be 4 or 5 years. The older generation dies off and shit, like this disease pretty much takes. But here's the thing, though. You know how much can change in 4 to 5 years?
Oh,
you
yeah,
know how
you're
much
right.
shit, like, they could literally just be like, instead of where we think it's just going to be the older generation dies off, and then, like you said, fucking people get sick and then they recover from it, so then they're used to it and they're like, yeah, well, I've already had it and I'm vaccinated, so I don't really give a fuck if the unvaccinated person's not vaccinated, you know? It's just going to be a normal thing. I really think in 4 to 5 years, like, with the propaganda, the media, how fucking stupid most of the population is. Like,
Oh, for sure.
bro, like, I really think we could go into a fucking turmoil of, like, some people getting power and a lot of conquering and just a lot of shit that's just going to go south.
Buy your guns, man.
Dude, I watched a fucking video the other day. Apparently this happened a couple months ago or something, but these bunch of redneck white dudes just pulled up to a black dude who was jogging.
Oh, you don't. And the one standing in the back of the bed of the fucking truck with a shotgun?
Yeah.
Did you not remember this being all over the fucking news?
No, dude, I must have missed it. Dude.
Where were you?
I honestly do not know. Because, for real, I felt, because when I saw this, I was like, wait a second. Like, they may not charge the white dudes. I was just reading this.
Oh, man.
Because somebody leaked evidence or somebody leaked shit to the trial or to the jury people or something. So now that possibly makes the case, like, invalid.
Oh, fuck that.
How do you watch that video and not go, yo, these guys are literally white supremacist motherfuckers?
So do you know the whole, like, I don't know exactly every detail, but
the white guys were saying that the black dude was a robber and that they went to go hunt him down pretty much.
So the kid jogs through that neighborhood every fucking morning.
Yeah.
Does the same route.
Yeah.
There's construction in that neighborhood. They're building new houses just like fucking Ording is all the time around town. And so he's jogging, and so one of them's literally just like 2x4 frames. Like, it's just the walls, like, not even sheetrock, nothing. So he's just like jogging along, being a fucking 16 whatever year old kid. I can't remember what it said in the story. 15, 16, 17-year-old kid jogging through. He's, oh, this is interesting. Let's just go walk through and look at this stuff. So he's just like walking through. I mean, fuck, me and my friends have done that.
Yeah.
You see a
I did that in the house by the river back there. Yeah.
Exactly. My other they live in Village Green. When they were being expanded back there, we would walk through. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is interesting. Walk upstairs where you'd probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, because you can't, like, bro, you're in a neighborhood. You can't fence off shit. Like,
so, I mean, he's just being a kid, honestly.
Yeah.
And there were even cameras in one of those houses that just showed that he was just walking around. And, like, you can see him throughout the whole house, just, like, walking around. Doesn't touch anything, doesn't take anything. He's like, whatever. So he fucking leaves. These guys see that and they get suspicious. And so I can't remember if it was the same day or if it was like the next day or something, and they planned it, but they were like, we're going to fucking get this kid.
I think it was the next day.
Okay, I think that sounds right.
Because they had cut him off or something. The one of them followed him in the truck and cut him off.
Okay.
And then obviously fucking attacked him, and then they fucking said that because the black kid attacked him or whatever, it was like 3 grown white dudes in a truck with shotguns.
I think it was 2 grown.
No,
it was a dude and his son, wasn't it?
A dude and his son, and then there's a third that
the guy
helped
filming
him.
it.
Either filming or drove the truck or something.
I thought it was the dad driving. There was a kid in the back, and then somehow there was just so happened to be a guy behind them filming the whole thing.
Maybe that
and
was
he's
the
like
third
part,
guy.
like he's in trouble too.
Oh,
the guy.
First of all, how stupid are you that you film it? How fucking but this is how dumb. This is how much dumber the fucking courts are. They're like, okay, so we got a guy that literally just filmed their own murder.
Yeah.
Okay? And then we're going to let him off the hook because they said that the black kid was attacking him.
Yeah,
or that their evidence is invalid or something.
So basically they were like, we're going to get this fucking kid. And the next day, saw him jogging.
Bro,
like,
you know damn well if those guys get set free, there's going to be a manhunt for them.
I don't know, man, because there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to support him, too. They're going to be fucked in the head, and they're going to want to support them.
Hey.
And I think
fuck you guys if you support those 3.
I agree.
Fuck bags.
I think it's been long enough now, though, that people, if they get let out, it's, I don't know.
Another one.
I don't know that if it doesn't make big news media headlines,
nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. It'll just get swept under the rug. If it does make big news media headlines,
that was a hard video for me to watch.
Oh, dude, the kid's running, and then he doesn't he try swatting at it or something?
He tries swatting at the gun. He tries pull or yanking the gun away from the dad, and then pretty much dad domes him twice in the stomach or whatever. And then you just see the kid start walking, and it's fucking boom, just right to the ground. I was like,
what the fuck, dude?
This is so bad to say, but I'm not gonna lie. If I was in that situation, I saw that happen, I'd have fucking just boom, boom, boom. All three of the white dudes right there, just domed them, all three of them, and I'd have told the cops. I'd have been like, "Yep, I domed the shit out of them because they killed an innocent person, and I don't know what came over me, but that was disgusting."
Yeah, no, it's. I'm so desensitized to shooting videos because I watch them all the time online.
Dude, did you see that woman that just got raped in the Philadelphia
I didn't watch that one. I haven't, and I don't really care to watch that one.
No, dude, I was sitting there watching all these videos and stuff, and then all these dudes were like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And honestly, it didn't look like she was getting raped because it just looked like it was kind of just two homeless people having sex. But apparently, because I didn't see the surveillance cameras, but apparently she had too much to drink. She missed her train or something, and then she was just sitting there, and then this dude who's an illegal fucking person, alien,
just rolls up
on her and starts fucking rips her pants off. Apparently, I know, dude. I'm all this shit is happening, and then people are like, "Hey, let's fucking defund the police, though, guys. Let's have no law and order in our fucking country anymore and shit." Dude, how sick of a society are we that people film this shit too, and then they just post it because they want to get views and likes, and then it's like, bro, you're literally watching somebody get.
Isn't it fucked?
It's
dude. Fucky, man.
So fucked. What the fuck are we doing, people?
Have you seen?
What are we doing?
Do you remember the? What was it? I can't remember where it was, but it might have been Vegas. Might have been Mesa Police. I can't remember, but it was the cop that has the guy that had a BB gun or a pellet gun in the hotel room or something, and he gets him out, and they're in the hallway, and the guy's crawling on the ground, and the cop's got the AR on him, and he's just like, "Fucking crawl forward." And he's like, the guy's crying. He's like, "I don't want to be shot." He's like, "I'm trying to crawl." And so he does, and his shorts, he's on his hands and knees, and his shorts get caught, and so they start falling down. So he reaches down to pull his shorts up, and the cop just pop, 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 just unloads. I think
that
was this guy.
That was a while ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
but do you remember seeing that one too?
Yeah, because I remember they said they put that video up when the whole controversy of people getting shot and saying guns need to be banned and shit. And then it was like, well, cops do it too. And then everybody's like, see, if cops do it, we're not trying to have cops fucking dome us on the ground like that.
Dude.
So it's a hard subject to fucking discuss on. Guns. It's so hard because obviously I completely support having them and people being able to protect themselves, but you just look at the world now and it's
why do you need 19 ARs?
Why do you need 19 ARs? And bro, can I honestly trust you? I trust you, dog, but what if one day you just come fucking out of nowhere and dome me?
Well, I'm not gonna do that.
No, I know you're not gonna do it, but it's there are people in this world where you think you trust them.
Oh, yeah, I've thought about that before.
Because they have guns and shit, and you're like, okay, that person would never shoot somebody. And then literally you could either be domed or the next day you see hey, neighbor Timmy just fucking shot up a Walmart because he wasn't mentally there or some shit. And it was like, dude, I just had a barbecue with that guy last week.
I actually have talked to my friend about this before when I was over at his house because he's built his own AR, and he was showing it to me one day, and I was just watching him, and he was in his room, and he's pulled the magazine out, and he pulled, nothing was in the chamber, but he was just checking it, and he was cool, and he clicked it, dry fired. And he just like walked out and he handed it to me. I was like, oh, this is cool. I checked it, made sure there was nothing in it also, because it's like the first thing you do when someone hands you a gun. And I was just like looking at it and I was like, what if you just like had a screw loose and just decided to shoot me? And he was like, well, then you'd be dead. And I was like, yeah, I guess it's pretty much that simple. And I've like had that thought before, and where I've like been sitting there, and the last time I was over there, we were playing, not playing with it, but like we were talking about it because I also want to like build my own gun. So he was kind of showing me some stuff, and I was just watching him bring it out. And in my head, I was like, it could be so simple as just like, and I'm dead, or just, and he's dead, you know? Like, that's so crazy that people just literally have that at their fucking fingertips, and people lose their fucking minds.
Which is why I think it's such a touchy, hard subject to, because like, of course, like I see the people side of like, we don't need guns. Because honestly, like,
why do you need 19 ARs?
I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a tough guy on the road, and like if people like rode on my ass, I would just slow down, or if they would cut me off, I'd be like, hey, fuck you, like, fuck you, or go fuck your mother and all that shit. But now, dude, I'm like, I kind of just drive, and if somebody cuts me off, I'm like, fuck it.
Whatever.
They cut me off. Like, one of my buddies still gets pretty, like, his road rage is through the roof. And, like, I'm always scared that we'll be at a stoplight and fucking dudes just come out of the gun or car and just fucking boom, 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 like right there. Because I've seen it, bro. I've seen
so many
videos of road rage where everybody comes to a stop and then they just pop out and they're like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, dude, that could happen to me.
Why do you think I don't go anywhere without a fucking gun on me, man? All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
It's nuts, dude.
I don't want to get shot. And I had this conversation with a girl at my work once because she's super like, nobody needs guns. And so,
like, we need guns because of the people that still get their guns illegally. That was my point.
And so I was like, let's put it this way. If I get in a fight, or if someone gets pissed at me, or say you ever get in a fight with someone or whatever, and you've got nothing at your disposal, or you've got like something in your car, like a bat or like a tire iron, or just like whatever you've got at your disposal, something to throw at them, like a rock or something, whatever. And then they pull out a gun. What are you going to want? A fucking gun to shoot back. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. I'd rather bring a gun to a gunfight, or a gun to a knife fight. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I want to have the advantage or be at an equal advantage. Like, I'm not going to.
Here's my thing. My mentality is I'm old school. Like, if I were to go to a bar and get in a fight, it'd be fists, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm that way too.
But the problem is we don't live in a society that thinks like that. It's like, oh, I don't want to get punched because getting punched fucking hurts.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to shoot this guy so he doesn't punch me. And then I'll just say, fuck it. I'll say self-defense and risk only going to jail for like a year and like probation for another year.
See, no, my thought process is I don't ever want to even have to think about using my gun.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like, I don't. It's there as like literally, if I'm gonna die, that's why I have to use this.
Yeah.
Like, it's not there for hey, some guy's swinging his fists at me, so I'm gonna shoot at him. Like, I'll fucking get in a fight with a guy. I'd rather not, but like, say, okay, I get in a fight with a guy, he's got me on the ground and he's kicking me in the face, and like he's about to stomp my head in, then I might like, hey man, I'm gonna fucking shoot you. Like, I got hamburger face. Yeah, my eyeballs falling out. Then I'm gonna shoot at a guy. But like,
I don't know, dude. Like, I have a buddy where he's tiny, you know him.
Yeah,
he's kind of tinier, and he absolutely hates guys that have the mentality of like, I could do whatever I want because I'm bigger than you and I'm stronger than you, pretty much. And he was like, bro, if I ever, because he's gonna get a gun. I already know.
Oh god,
he's gonna get a gun.
He's the last person that needs a gun.
He's the absolute last motherfucker that needs a gun, because he's already said, he was like, if anybody were to come up to me like that, hey, guess what, motherfucker? And I was just like, bro, you can't just
do that.
I was like, you can't just Grand Theft Auto shoot somebody in the kneecaps. Like, I don't think he would do it, but I don't know. There are people out there though that would be like there are
people that do that.
Their first thought is pull the gun out.
Yeah,
it's not like I watched two guys get in a disagreement today, or yesterday at the dispo.
Mm-hmm.
And one dude, I guess, cut off another guy to the ATM or something, and he was like, "Hey, bro, you should fucking watch where you're walking, watch where you're fucking going, bro." And then the other guy was like, "Oh man, you didn't say anything, like my bad." And then he was like, "Yeah, we should fucking watch where you're going," and blah blah blah. And then he was like, "All right, dude, you just need to chill and shit." And they just started mouthing off to each other for like 5 minutes. And I was just waiting for the one to pull the gun out and just dome this motherfucker in the dispo, and then pretty much just like get 4 more people before he offs himself.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude, I feel like that would happen. I feel like people would just fucking automatically go, fuck this argument or fuck this guy. He embarrassed me in public, and boom.
Maybe. You never know.
You know, because a dude could be having a bad day. He could be
people do it for less. So
absolutely. That's what I'm saying. A dude could be having a bad day for like the 7th day in a row, and all he wanted to do was smoke weed, and this one guy just cut him off, and it's over.
Well, here's your saving grace, Austin. You're not allowed to carry a gun in a pot shop.
I feel like you could, bro. Some dispos I've been to, you could easily.
And they enforce that about as much as you're not allowed to carry a gun while you're drinking.
Yeah.
And you know how many people I see come into my work with a fucking gun,
and
just barely tucked
right
under
at the bar,
barely tucked under their fucking jacket. You just like see the holster, the barrel of the holster sticking out the bottom of it, and they're just like slamming beers. I'm like,
this is it. You're like, this is how I go out. Dude, I went to the movie theater Saturday to go see that new Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. I can't remember with that one, the guy that plays Kylo Ren in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And the
Adam Driver.
Yeah. And there was a girl, I can't remember the girl's name.
I don't know.
I think she's like a British actress or something.
Is that the medieval one where they're like jousting or some shit?
Yep.
Who wins? Because I'm not ever going to see that movie.
Well, it was pretty much based off of another rape. Fuck. Oh, dude, I smacked the fuck out of that vein right there.
Come on, man.
That was dumb. It was pretty much about a rape and 3 different sides of the story. So it was because Matt Damon marries the girl. Matt Damon's best friends with Adam Driver. Ben Affleck's one of the princes and overrules the whole area that they live in France. And so, like, he loves Adam Driver, but he doesn't like Matt Damon at all. So pretty much, I don't know, dude. From Adam,
3 dudes, 1 British chick.
Nah, because Ben Affleck has nothing to do with like the whole rape thing.
Oh, okay.
He's just important because he oversees the judgment. Until it gets heard by the king and shit. But pretty much Adam Driver, like, from his point of view and from the girl's point of view, he raped her. And then, somebody was trying to tell me afterwards that, like, what if she didn't get raped? And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Adam Driver's story, like, version of, because it says chapter 1 version of Jean de Carouge, the Matt Damon's character, and then I think it's Jean Lecree is Adam Driver's character. And it says, like, version of those guys, like, part 1, part 2, and then part 3 was her version. Can't remember her name, but super fucking French. And in the versions, it said, yeah, like, even Adam Driver said, yeah, I did, but he was telling everybody he didn't, so I didn't get that in the movie. In his version, it literally shows him, like, raping her. but then he says like, no, it never happened. And then in another part of his version, he says like, oh, it was like consensual. And
so it's just all a big goofy fucking he said, she said bullshit
dude,
story with some fucking jousting in it.
Well, the lad, which is he challenges him to death, and pretty much it's up to God who...
Oh, fuck me. Fuck this movie. This sounds stupid as shit, dude.
Bro,
I'm already falling asleep.
When they said that, they were like, when they were like, okay, it's the last duel and it'll be up to God, which Matt Damon ends up winning. He kills... But then nobody knows whose son it is.
The bastard child.
Yeah, nobody knows whose son it is. And then fucking they continue on with their life, and Matt Damon dies like a couple of years later in the Crusades or whatever battle.
Fuck that shit. That's a stupid movie.
And then the end of the movie is just her staring off into the wind, like having that thought of like, did it really happen? And then I was like, once the movie ended, dude, first thing I was just like you. I looked at my buddy. I was like, "That was fucking dumb, dog."
Thank you for telling me that, because I'm glad I'm not gonna see that stupid ass shit.
I kind of wish I'd have seen Dunes, the one with Jason Momoa.
Oh, my friends saw that. They said it was pretty good. It's part one of a two-part series, two-part.
Yeah,
movie.
it's like a new sci-fi kind of movie or something.
I don't know.
Lord of the Rings and Star Wars mixed. That sounds pretty dope.
I don't know. Let's wrap this bitch up. I gotta take my mom shooting because she wants to buy a gun and figure out what gun she wants to buy.
Get her that 22 little BB gun.
Oh no, she's gonna get something. You can't self-defense with a 20. I mean, you could, but like, I'd laugh at someone if they shot it. I mean, I wouldn't laugh at someone if they shot at me with a 22, but I'd be like, "Fuck you, man! Don't shoot at me with a 22."
All right, go get your mom a gun.
Okay, sounds good.
You guys have a good week. And,
liggity like, scribbity, tell your friends about Instagram and our show, Twitter, atmospheres on the social world's medias.
Bye, guys.